going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, when I put together, obviously, my XDefiant Season 1 first initial impressions after grinding it out, my experience was drastically different than a lot of other players. Now, for me, it wasn't too shabby. I enjoyed what I played. I enjoyed the content that they had to offer. But for others out there, it didn't really come down to the content. It just simply came down to the game busting. For example, Xbox players had a lot of problems when it came to connectivity. But again, that was on Microsoft's end. But PlayStation players, they're having a much worse problem where the frame rate is absolutely getting destroyed right now. Absolutely obliterated. And this comes down to XDefiant, not Sony or anything like that. No, this is down to the game and the update, and PlayStation is getting hit pretty hard. And then, of course, when it came to the factions, I already addressed this in my previous video. Things like the Spiderbot not really getting adjusted correctly, in my personal opinion. So on and so forth. But as you guys know on this channel, I always say this every single time. When it comes to this development team, I don't really push them. Like when I push other development teams on this channel, like for example, Infinity Ward. Because when it comes to that development team, I'm so used to getting screwed time and time and time again. I feel like I need to, step up and say, to just forget this is nonsense, this is ridiculous, fix it up, so on and so forth. But with XDefiant, every step of the way, they have never shown me, not even a bit, not even a sliver of negligence towards this community. Never. Not a single day. From every single alpha to every single beta to the official launch, they have always been open. They have always told us why things are happening. What is the reason for doing such a thing? Why they might have to extend something, push something back, move something forward. No matter what the issue is, they talk about it with us. And for that reason alone, every single bad thing that's happened so far throughout this season and also during the preseason as well, I've just kind of shrugged off a bit, I discuss it, and I talk about it with you guys, because rightfully so, we need to bring it to light to make sure it gets fixed up. But I never really just say, screw this game, it's horrible, these developers don't know what they're doing, they're pointless, they have no idea how to make a game. I never extend it that far, because again, like I said, they haven't given me a reason to lose faith that they are going to resolve an issue. And here we are again, and guess what? They are right on top of it, guys. We have to discuss a lot of things, obviously, for the PlayStation players, and most definitely for the Spiderbot, changes in the near future. Mark Rubin went into even further detail on what's happening, and it explains everything behind, why they did what they did. Now, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, like I said, I want to go ahead and discuss the PlayStation problem here, because this is huge. This is massive. And honestly, a lot of PlayStation players are struggling, and they don't even want to pick up the game, and I don't blame them whatsoever. Again, the first day, I didn't really notice this was going on. I was just, grinding out the content, enjoying the experience. I like it. I like what I'm playing, but then I hear, a lot of people saying it's the worst update in the world. It's horrible. It's unplayable. And I'm looking around, I'm trying to investigate, and I see that PlayStation players are having just an absolutely horrifying experience right now. And they're basically backing away. And it sucks because it happens right when Season 1 goes ahead and, goes live. Now, again, we all know this is a massive issue, so they are going to go ahead and prioritize this. As you can see from the official XDefiant page, we are aware of frame rate issues if you are playing PS5 on 60 Hz mode and are investigating an emergency fix. Now, I forgot, I think you can resolve this by playing on 120 or something like that, or I don't know exactly what the issue is, and I've also talked to other people who are on PlayStation right now who have absolutely no problems whatsoever. So I think you can still hop into the experience and maybe lobby surf a little bit and, restart the game every so often, and you can kind of get it to function. But realistically, again, this is just, let's be real, it's unacceptable. You don't want to see this happening in any update whatsoever. But it's extremely good to see that they are issuing, another emergency fix here. Now, it is a little worrisome because Mark Rubin said, it's not really an exact date on this because obviously it takes a couple of days for things to get approved. And then also the holiday is on, Thursday. So we're going to see how soon this gets resolved. It sucks because, again, you would want this to function right around the holidays, right? You really want to, and at the same time, people want to go spend time with their families and friends. You can't really hate any of the devs for wanting to, go take that time this holiday. It's a rough spot to be in. I just hope that they could potentially get something out soon for the PlayStation players, and if not, definitely by, before the weekend starts, at least on Friday, hopefully, fingers freaking crossed. But with that being said, let's dive deeper into the biggest issue here, the Spiderbots, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people have been really disturbed with this update because it didn't really resolve anything. If anything, it made it worse. They extended the timer, which is fantastic. It's a great change. Good change. We're going in the right direction. But then they removed the only way that we can remove the Spiderbot off of us, and that is by looking at the ground and shooting. Now, I think it's obvious to a lot of people that this wasn't intentional. You could just look at the animation and understand that it wasn't intentional to happen. It's a bug. It was never supposed to, occur. And so what happens? They resolved the bug before even fixing up the Spiderbot. Now, again, if you guys watched my video the other day, I mentioned this. I said it would be fantastic, and I'm assuming that this is going to be the case, that they resolved this bug while in the same breath, the same mindset, bringing in another addition to fix up, the problem that we have here with the Spiderbot. So resolve it so you don't have to take the Spiderbot off you by being buggy and shooting at the ground, but give us another solution to the Spiderbot to replace that, right? I think that's what a lot of people wanted to see. And again, people were worried, but Mark Rubin is back out here going to town. As you can see, okay, now that we've gotten through the patch and Ranked is now live, I want to talk about the Spiderbots. So when the game launched, there was a bug that you could shoot down at your feet and destroy the Spiderbot. This was not intended. However, there was also a bug in that meleeing them was way harder than it was supposed to be. So we wanted to keep the bug of shooting them off your own face in the game until we fixed the Spiderbot issue. However, the bug fix got integrated into the Season 1 patch, and so an important counter was removed unintentionally. We are reverting that fix in the next non-emergency patch. So you will again be able to shoot them off your own face by shooting at your feet. The other changes to Spiderbot will remain, i.e. longer cooldown, etc. For the future, we are going to change the way Spiderbots work so that there is an easier and clearer way to get them off your own face. But until then, the bug where you can shoot them off your own face will remain, and we will continue to find other ways to balance all the abilities over time. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I know everybody was pissed off that they removed it, but it is indeed coming back. And the reason that it was integrated, I guess, or, slipped into this patch was because they wanted to, integrate the way that you are supposed to be able to get the Spiderbots away from you. You're supposed to be able to punch them. You punch them before they hop up on your face, but that's a little buggy as well at the moment, and it's very hard to do, and it doesn't work all the time. I mean, I didn't even bother. Everybody keeps telling me to punch them. Every time I try to punch the thing, I absolutely fail. But apparently that is supposed to be the set way, but it's not working as intended. So this overall patch, it was supposed to remove the bug where you shoot it off, but it was also supposed to introduce, being able to punch it easier, which just didn't, occur. So that's going to be worked on a bit further, and in the next emergency patch, which is going to be coming up, with the PlayStation patch, they're going to reincorporate the bug where you can shoot down at your feet and take off the Spiderbot, which is good news. But personally, I still think it needs to go a bit further, don't you all? I don't think just punching it is going to be that fantastic. And there was actually a comment under this post that went a little bit further into detail, and we did discuss this before. We did indeed discuss this before. But as you can see right here from Shadow, I think something like a quick time event, being able to spam a certain button to remove them could, work really well. Shooting them off with some guns isn't too hard, SMG, LMGs, ARs. But with the slower shooting weapon sniper shotguns, it's near impossible. And Mark Rubin responded saying, agreed. This is what we are thinking as well. This is huge, amazing news right here. And I would gladly accept this as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I still think it would be nice to have something like it was in BO4, where it's a little, quick time event where if you hit a specific key at a good time, you'll rip it off your face. And, if you miss the specific key, it stays on you. It keeps shocking you. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I like that is because, again, I don't want to take all the fun away from the Spiderbot. Even though it's the most annoying thing in the game, I don't want to take it away from others who enjoy it. People hop into the experience and they have all different types of preferences. I'm not here to ruin someone else's day by removing it from the game. But there needs to be a nice balance. And in BO4, when people had that shock drone, the shock bot, it was good because, again, for someone who's more experienced, I got that thing off me every single time. It was never a hassle. I literally ripped it off every single freaking time unless it caught me off guard, which that's when it's supposed to be useful. You're supposed to push with the drone and be able to synchronize yourself with it. So they have to choose between, should I shoot the person or should I shoot the drone? And, so on and so forth. And if you have a teammate with you and they shoot you first and the drone gets them and then your teammate, it's a whole thought process behind it. And I like that system. I think that would be good for XDefiant as well, you know? The drone comes up to you or the bot comes up to you. It wants to hop on your face. It's a little quick time thing that says press X. If you press it before it gets you, you catch it. If you miss, it lands on your face and you got to deal with it and you have to hope teammates around you to take it off. I don't know. That's just my cup of tea. But from the sounds of it, it seems like instead of that, they're just going to, take the original idea of just punching it before he gets on your face and incorporating just, spamming it. So, if you don't hit it before it gets on your face and it's on you, you just keep spamming punch. You just spam, and then eventually, you'll break it off your face. I guess that's how they're going to be, going about it. I still think that's going to look a bit buggy, It's just weird how it looks right now, where you look down at the ground, you shoot in front of you while the bug's on your face, so you're not shooting the bug, you're shooting the ground, but the bug explodes. It's going to probably look like the same animation, The bug's on your face, you're swinging, you're punching in front of you while the bug's just sitting on your face. And eventually you punch the air in front of you so much that the bug explodes. It's going to look kind of funny, but again, I don't care how it looks. Who cares? The only thing that matters to me is that it functions, it's usable, and it doesn't annoy the living crap out of absolutely everybody in the lobby. There needs to be a balance, and that is the balance right there. Being able to have it easily destroyed so it doesn't completely ruin the whole experience when people are running like 4 or 5 of them in the same lobby. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this overall update here. What do you think about the timing and, how long it's going to take for PlayStation to get fixed up? And also, how do you feel about the Spiderbot changes? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Do you agree with the direction that they're pushing? Or do you think that they should handle it in a different way? But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys want to go ahead and catch me live stream, I'll be live today around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time over on Twitch. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.